Hello and welcome once again to MBAbullshit.com. So our topic for this video is understanding put options. Okay? Remember, you can always go back to MBAbullshit.com. Alright? So now, alright, so in order to understand put options, I would like to first start with a story. Alright? Let's say there was a man who owns a share of stock, okay, worth $100. And he wants to keep the stock for now, but maybe, just maybe in the future, he wants to sell his stock for at least $100. Of course, I mean, because it's worth $100 now, why would he want to sell it for anything less? However, he's afraid that in the future, this stock, the price of this stock, might go down below $100 to $50, $20, or even zero. So in this case, what should he do? Okay, so suddenly he remembers that he knows a rich lady. Alright, so this rich lady over here. And that he can pay her $1 to make a contract with her. Alright, so he'll pay her $1 in order to convince her to sign a contract, okay, with him. And this is the contract over here. Alright? And in this contract, it says that she will guarantee to buy his stock for $100 anytime in the next 5 years if he wants. Alright, so even if the stock price goes down to $0 or $50 or $20, she guarantees that she will buy it from him for $100. Okay, and let's pretend that this man over here is allowed to sell this contract to anybody else who can use it. Okay, so maybe in the future this guy changes his mind and he says, you know what, I really am sure that I do not want to sell this stock in the future, but maybe this guy over here, which is me, wants to sell this stock, this guy over here, which is me, also has the same stock, and I over here think that maybe I'd like to sell this stock for at least $100 in the future. So what happens here is this guy, okay, can sell this contract with the lady to me so that I can use it instead. Alright? So let's say that this guy is allowed to sell this same contract to anyone else who can use it. Okay? So now, can you guess what this contract is called? Alright? Well, it's easy. It's called an options contract. Okay? Because the man, okay, this man now has the option to sell, the option or the choice or the right to sell this stock at $100 to her for the any time in the next 5 years if he wants to. Alright? So it's his option. Specifically, it's called a put option, meaning this man has the option or the choice to sell, okay, to sell this stock at a given price, which we know is $100, for a certain time, which we know in this case is 5 years. Okay? And the lady here, this lady here, is called the issuer of the option. Okay? So what's in it for her? Well, she bears the risk, but she earns $1. And she might have a similar contract with many other guys like this and earn lots of dollars for taking risks with many people. Alright? So now, very important, do not get confused with the buying and selling of this options contract, which happens now, okay, in this case, versus the buying and selling of the stock, okay, which possibly happens in the future. Okay? So, other things to remember. When I said that the man might use the options contract to buy or sell the stock, or in this case, it's to sell the stock. Okay, buy the stock is in another case. That's called a call option, and I'll explain that in another video. When I said that the man might use this options contract to sell the stock, in MBA bullshit language, we don't say use. Well, we can say use, but usually we say the man exercises the option. Okay? So if an MBA bullshitter says, "Oh, I exercised my option," okay, he's just bullshitting. But what he really just means to say is he used his option. Okay? And if the option is good for 5 years, then the date after 5 years is called the expiration date. So it's like a carton of milk or a stick of cheese or whatever, which has an expiration date. Okay? Or we can say that the options expire in 5 years. Okay, now very important. I said that this guy can use the option or exercise the option any time in 5 years. But actually, in Europe, it's a special case. If this guy was in Europe, then he could not use this option any time in 5 years, but he would only be able to use this option on the exact expiration date itself. Okay? So remember that. And another thing to remember is that we kept on talking about this $100 that the man has the right to sell the option, right? I'm sorry, not sell the option, sell the stock. All right? He has the right to sell the stock for $100 exactly. Okay, in MBA bullshit language, we call this $100 the strike price. Okay? And the $1 paid to the lady is simply the options price. Okay, so don't confuse the strike price with the options price. Okay, the $1 that he paid the lady is the price of the option. Okay, or if he sells the same option to me, for example, or to somebody else, and the price changes to $2 or $3, that is the options price. Do not confuse that with the $100 strike price. Okay? Oh, and lastly, remember that in real life, the man and the woman probably will not deal directly with each other, and instead, options are traded in what we call an options exchange. Alright? So just keep that in mind. Alright, so now that you understand put options, you're ready for my next easy videos on call options, which is an option to buy a share of stock. Okay? And if you haven't watched that yet, you may watch it. And if you have watched both my videos on put options, which is this video, and call options, which is another video, then you're ready for my next easy video on how to value options at expiration date, which answers the question, how much is an option worth at its expiration date? And you can watch that at mbabullshit.com. Okay, so remember to share us if you like us. On Twitter, we're known as MBA Bullshit. Facebook.com/MBA Bullshit. Or you can simply just forward our free YouTube videos, okay, using our YouTube links on your email. Okay, so have a great day, and goodbye. Cut.